Henry Kuhlman. You might be talking about me on some of this stuff.
I didn't.
I'm reading letters to the editor. I have no prepared remarks other than to say that I agree with what you're saying about Mr. Lambert being overtasked. As you can see, he's the only one that talks, this first meeting I've been to. He's a brain trust. He's got all of the stuff in his head, and he's giving it to you guys. And you're, pretty much because you're volunteers doing the best you can, and you're going on the road with us. Now, from an outside perspective, when I read articles in the paper, just take one example just so that I can put something on. Waste generator products. When I read an article in the paper that talks about this new company coming to town, eliminating our landfill, and then I do the research on that, and I find problems with that, and then I write a letter to the editor with 28 questions in it on November the 10th. And then there's either no response or the response doesn't answer or discuss anything to do with the letter to the editor. Now, I know Mr. Lambert spends a lot of time doing rebuttals, but he never rebuts, he never rebuts the letter to the editor. It's always a discussion of educating the public on the org chart of these various committees, how the stuff flows around, which I think is a distraction and a diversion. So my recommendation is to have an honest and open discourse with the public. Is if the public is asking, and I can only speak for myself, I don't try to rant and rave. I try to use data and analysis, fact-based questions to bring out facts. You never see in Mr. Lambert's any of the things that he writes, any numbers. There's no figures, there's no data. It's all, we want the best for the children of Hardy County. I'm just saying and then when he does that, then that invites rebuttals to rebuttals, and then he and I get into this rebuttal to the rebuttal to the rebuttal routine, and then finally Jim Kelly puts a stop to it, and paraphrases what Mr. Lambert said. So in the very last episode in this waste generator products, which I can't believe we're still working with, Jim Kelly says that Mr. Lambert said that waste generator products no longer is looking for help from the county for $40 million. We've been indemnified. That was the only obstacle to go forward with this vetting, which should have been done last July. The second thing that Mr. Kelly said was that waste generator products has added a new requirement. They must have outside garbage. They got to train in outside garbage into our county. That's a new requirement. See, those came from Mr. Lambert at the very last time. So I'm saying if you're going to say shut down, the return from accurate and honest questions from the public that are bringing up things, because just this morning on all that, you just did overviews. There was no numbers in here. These are just like, these things sound nice, but the poor guy is doing the best he can. He needs a staff of like 5 people, so instead of hiring PR firms, you really ought to hire him a couple of young MBAs or something, somebody that can actually go out and look at these companies. But from a public relations standpoint, I don't know if that's what you need, but going to the newspaper and writing these explanations of how these committees work and all that stuff is, they don't care. What the people want to know are facts. Where are the sites for waste generator products? That should be public knowledge. And the reason I write letters to the editor is because when I ask questions of Mr. Lambert and people, I don't get answers. I never answered a single question I've ever asked, and that's the truth. Not
Mr.
one.
Kuhlman, I've never met you, but I think I like you.
I
like the idea of 5 MBAs. We could really get something done if we could just afford them.
Where's the county commission?
Spend plenty of money on a lot of stuff and getting nowhere fast. I would like to see you guys organize this place to the fact where you could actually go out and find some maybe blue chip companies that's got some good jobs instead of these guys knocking on his door knowing they've got another $5 million coming from Mosaic. That's what's going on here. That's what's going
Thank you
on.
for your comments.
Thanks so much.